Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshot himself. Ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a lot of fans that's frustrated with the Twitter war, social media war between George Kambosos Jr. and Devin the Dream Haney. You know, it doesn't seem like these guys are close to making this fight happen. But good news, and good news. Just spoke to Kambosos' camp, Lou DiBella, promoter of George Kambosos, and said that he's very optimistic that this fight between Devin Haney and George Kambosos is going to come to fruition. And it's going to be big in Australia. Now, on the other side, also spoke to the camp of Devin Haney, trainer, and manager, father, trainer, and manager of Devin Haney, said that he's optimistic that this fight is going to come to fruition. Now, Eddie Hearn tweeted also today that, you know, things are going to be handled outside of Twitter, where, of course, businessmen handle their business outside of social media. So it's been good news. It's good news and good news. You know, I was getting fed up with the social media thing, and, you know, I had to make some message. I had to send some messages to see what I could get back. And again, Lou DiBella being very transparent and said that even though that these guys are going back and forth and, you know, saying things that it seems like this fight is not going to come to fruition, that they're very optimistic that this is the fight that's going to happen in Australia. And yo, more bravo, like Lou Kambosos is going to get what he wants. He want to fight a big fight in Australia in front of his home crowd, in front of his people, and I think he well deserved that. And Devin Haney said that he's willing to go to Jupiter and fight anywhere. You know, these guys are, you know, Kambosos is a world champion. These guys are world champions, so it don't matter where they fight. I think it's right. I've been saying it for a while that this fight is the primary fight in the lightweight division. I know a lot of people talking about Lomachenko. The only way that I see Kambosos fighting Lomachenko if politics come into play and the WBO mandates George Kambosos to fight Lomachenko, and that's the only way I see. But I don't think that George Kambosos' team and George Kambosos should pick Lomachenko first. If they're going to do the picking, they got to pick Devin Haney. If they're going to fight Lomachenko, it's because somebody else picked them, being the WBO. So that's where I stand. If Kambosos is gonna pick anybody, he got to pick Devin Haney. If he fights Lomachenko, I'm not saying that the Lomachenko fight is a bad fight. Of course, any fight with Lomachenko is not a bad fight. Even Devin Haney fights Lomachenko is not a bad fight. But somebody else will have to do the picking. It will have to be mandated, but not picking Lomachenko. You're not gaining anything right now. You're not gaining anything to fight a Lomachenko. To be honest, it's more for Lomachenko, not for George Kambosos. This is the fight that needs to happen: Devin Haney versus George Kambosos, and both of the camps was transparent and said that they're optimistic that this fight is going to happen. So forget about what's going on social media platform. Forget about the tweets. I know it's frustrating the fans. I know I told a lot of people, whatever's in the surface, don't believe everything that's in the surface. You got to go what's behind the scenes, and what's behind the scenes, a lot of fans, they ain't gonna know what's really going on. So a lot of people was making their assumptions, like I did, you know, the perception of what's going on Twitter and things of that nature. But I think the fighters just need to stay in the gym, like we seen. Devin Haney's in the gym, Kambosos in the gym, and let the businessmen handle their business. Let Eddie Hearn, let Bill Haney, let Lou DiBella, Peter Kahn handle the business, and we might see this fight come next. So I gotta go what's been said to me, and I'm gonna report the truth. So both camps recently today told me they're very optimistic about this fight happening next. Devin Haney, George Kambosos is in the front line right now, and I'm happy about that. So men, handle your business. Lou DiBella is a businessman. He don't handle his business out there in Twitter. And Eddie Hearn, who's very, very transparent with the fans, is doing a lot of interviews and things of that nature. It's not making this fight anything more interesting if there's too many different sides of the story. You know, it doesn't make sense. The emails, the terms insulting, all that stuff. This fight should happen, and both of these guys should understand, you know, their value in all of this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying to undercut anybody, but if this fight is big, I think, you know, Devin Haney is young. He's made great money. George Kambosos, beat Teofimo Lopez, the guy that beat Lomachenko. So this is the fight that needs to happen, and I'm glad that both teams are optimistic that this is going to be the fight that's going to be happening big in Australia. So I'm cool with that. Now, of course, in Australia, I said a couple of videos ago that we don't know. There's not 100% certainties that Australia is going to be open, fully open. So I think that even though that George Kambosos wants to fight at home, and I think a real boxing fan will be like, you know what, that's his just dude. He came over here, he got his title. Who doesn't want to fight home? That's a blessing, right? But he got to be real as well, that if there is more money in the pot somewhere else and you're a world champion and you can't fight this fight in Australia, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I think everybody want to fight. I think Canelo Alvarez wants to fight in Mexico too for his people. I think that Manny Pacquiao wanted to fight in the Philippines, right? Have a big fight in the Philippines, right? A lot of fighters want to fight in their hometown. A lot of fighters got out to fight in their hometown. So it is what it is. Just I don't think that not fighting in Australia is gonna stand in the way. It shouldn't stand in the way for George Kambosos. He got to be real that there's a lot of uncertainties in Australia, and there's a lot of money in the pot for them to just put their eggs in one basket and be like, yo, if it's not gonna happen in Australia, it's not gonna happen. But we want it to happen the way that George Kambosos, which he deserves to be in the A side, but being the A side is not being a prick. And you understand what I'm trying to say. These are modern day warriors, modern day gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. It is what it is. I'm happy about the information that I got. So just being transparent with y'all, the subscribers and the boxing fans. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos, and I will let y'all know the facts. I'm not going to let y'all know the social media thing. Yeah, we could talk about the social media thing, but these are the facts, and I'm glad that both camps, Lou DiBella, has been very transparent, and I'm cool with that. I'm grateful for that. So Devin Haney versus George Kambosos is in the front line right now, and all the things that y'all see on Twitter, just block it. Let's block everything. They're fighters. They're gonna go after each other. They're not handling their business. They got businessmen handling their business. So I'm not saying that they're not businessmen, but just let the businessmen handle. Let the dudes that y'all hire handle y'all business. Y'all got promoters. Y'all got managers. Let them handle. They've been in boxing way longer. They know what to do, and this fight should come through fruition. It's a great fight for both. It's a great fight for boxing. It's a great fight for both of these guys' legacy. So there you go, man. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next Super Bowl Sunday.